Like I'm conceding that there might be advantages. And even then it doesn't matter because again, it's not unfair. Trans women are women. The only reason why you are singling them out is because you think they should not participate with other women.
University of Pennsylvania swimmer Leah Thomas taking first place in the NCAA 500-yard freestyle. She is the first transgender athlete to be crowned NCAA champion, but not without controversy because critics say she has an unfair physical advantage over the other swimmers and should not have been allowed to compete. Now, second place went to University of Virginia swimmer Emma Wyant, who won a silver medal in last year's Tokyo Olympics. She's getting an outpouring of support on social media, with some calling her the true winner. And we saw, Lauren, at that medal ceremony, the crowd was virtually silent when Leah Thomas was announced the winner, the first place winner, and yet they went crazy cheering for the second place
because
winner.
Leah Thomas went through puberty, right? As a boy, she has bigger lungs, bigger arms, bigger hands, and now she's competing against women who don't have that physically. So they viewed the second place winner, Emma Wyant.
It's so wild that like so much of this also is just like misogyny on steroids. Ironically, it's like, you know, just men are better, men are superior, men have, you know, stronger features. You know, men are just stronger in general. If you're assigned male at birth, you're just a winner, baby. And if you're assigned female at birth, you're just a fucking loser. Okay, you're just gonna lose. You're destined to lose against men. Straight up, always. They're making such a big deal about the sanctity of sports. While a week ago there was no chance they could have named a single female swimmer. Hey, you know that's my fucking line, okay? It's just so weird to just constantly like it's like that fucking, what was it? It was like a trans woman that won Jeopardy like 1,000,000 times, and terps were pissed. It's like, why are you saying men are smarter? In your mind, you think like this trans woman's a man, and you're literally saying men are smarter than women. Oh, it's so stupid, dude. There are plenty of biological advantages, natural advantages, okay? And even hormone-induced advantages that certain people have. And as long as they're cis, or as long as they are subscribing to whatever the Western normative standards are, you don't know about it or you don't care about it. You only care about it when it's a trans person. You don't care about Michael Phelps's biological advantage. You don't care about the biological advantage of, or you don't care about the other material advantages that many fucking people who can train and go through the proper scouting routes and get like a significant upper hand. You don't care about that diversity of background. You don't care about the things that athletes are able to put in their bodies, food, which is drastically important. You can stunt your development that way versus like someone in the Western world has like way more advantages. Stop throwing up fucking question marks. It's literally true. The only difference is you think trans people are unnatural. You don't think it's natural. You think it's weird. And that's why you say, you know, trans women aren't women, and that you think it's weird and you think it's unnatural and you think that that's the reason why they shouldn't be able to compete. The things you're mentioning are way different. Lamau, you're actually brain dead. No, it's not. It's not way different. If you cared about that, then you would fucking lose your shit about Messi, one of the world's like greatest celebrated athletes, who also underwent hormone therapy to fight back against his genetic disability. Fans really just said Messi has a genetic advantage when he's 5'6" and weighs 130 pounds. No, I'm saying that he overcame his genetic disability. That's true with hormones. He did. And also, for every one time like a trans athlete fucking wins a competition, they get absolutely fucking cum-stirred regularly. And you don't hear about that ever because that doesn't correspond to your narrative. It only corresponds to your narrative when it's a trans person winning. And then you say, oh my God, they're winning so hard, they're going to fucking take over the sport. It's not true. What about the trans Olympic weightlifter who came in like 5th place? No, she didn't even come in 5th place. She came in last place. And before she came in last place, everyone was freaking out saying she's going to fucking destroy. She's going to destroy. She's going to destroy. She actually fucking failed. And then they turned around and said, oh, she actually failed specifically because she wanted to make way for other trans people to also, I guess, fail. Gender identity and biological sex are completely different. And the latter should be taken into account in certain circumstances. Stupid thing. Otherwise, why? Why? Do you think that she is faking it? Do you think that she became trans? Do you think that like being trans is not a matter of existence and rather something that you choose to be? That's projection. It's just pure projection. If you think that people are undergoing HRT, if you think that people are literally fucking allowing themselves to get absolutely fucking destroyed, to have their existence debated on a daily basis by even like-minded, supposedly progressive individuals, so that they can win a fucking relay race, and that even then is not a fucking guarantee, you are out of your mind. That's not anybody's even arguing. You're just on a straw man rant. What do you mean? That is not a straw man argument at all. I'm saying she does have an advantage. I'm just simply stating that it's not unfair. That's it. All sports is unfair. You sound like a bunch of commies to me that live in the Jordan Petersonian world of communism. You want equality of outcome. You want equality of outcome. Unfair. It's unfair. Trans people have a unfair advantage. I get it. It's an advantage having bigger muscles, stronger muscles, especially in the early stages of transition. Is she different than a woman? Like, I don't get it. Is she not a woman? Trans women aren't women then. That's what you're saying. Cis women are women. And that is transphobic. If it's proven to be an advantage, should it be allowed? I don't know. I think people grossly overstate the advantages, and it comes from a place of misogyny when it comes from the idea that, like, you know, fucking men can like dominate in every situation. Like, every untrained man can like dominate every trained professional woman in every sport. And there are examples of similar things. Okay. There are examples of, like, I don't know. There's always like famous examples of like this young high school team like beat you know, a professional women's soccer team or some shit. Like, there's always like a couple stories they can pull, and that's what it is. All of those advantages also go away in the long run, regardless if you're undergoing hormone replacement over an extended period of time. And that's why sometimes you'll see an athlete pop the fuck off, like a trans athlete pop the fuck off one time. Their victories are greatly exaggerated. Their losses are completely overlooked. And then they go along in a sequence of L's that they take throughout their career as they go deeper into their gender confirmation. And no one cares about it anymore. It's just awful. That's literally false for swimming. That's another, yeah, I've heard this as well. When it comes to swimming, the benefits, according to some, are marginal and outweighed by the negative consequences. It's not like she broke records. She didn't. There was a cis woman that was like, what, fucking 10 seconds faster? You ever hear Leah Thomas was a 400th ranked swimmer and now is one? That's a line of deception. Leah Thomas started HRT in May 2019. She competed on the guys' team on HRT, hence her low numbers. In 2018, she had top 8 finishes in 500, 1,000, and the 1650-yard freestyle. Here are some more stats. It's so weird though. Like, we're just like, we have to go back and like look at all this shit. That didn't really help the case there, lol. Wait, what do you mean? How does that not, like, no, the argument here is quite literally, that completely destroys the case, you fucking dumbass. You're just literally just transphobic, dude. What the fuck? The argument can't both simultaneously be, she was dog shit when she competed with men and now is fucking goated on a stack when she's competing with women. And then also simultaneously like, oh no, she was actually really fucking good before she started taking HRT, which really reduced which really fucking reduced her performance. She wasn't in fucking 400 ranked swimming, apparently. Before she started taking HRT, she literally was top 8. So she was already fucking out-competing the dudes before she started taking HRT. You also celebrate athletes with genetic superiority. Michael Phelps being one of the fucking immediate examples that comes to mind. Incredibly long wingspan, okay? Of course, the winner of an athletic competition is going to have biological advantages over everyone else. The only difference here is that you think it's unfair because she's trans. That's what you consider to be unfair. Michael worked for his genetics? Yeah, dude. Like, for example, me. I'm 6'4" and the widest motherfucker you've ever seen. That's because I worked hard to fucking, I don't know, increase my wingspan. Michael Phelps worked really hard to make sure he had a longer torso. It's crazy how hard he worked for it. Y'all working on your torso length lately, dude? I love hitting the torso machine. It's gotta be a joke, I think. He stretched every day twice. Why don't all men compete with all the women if genetic differences are the same within a gender at birth across them? No one is saying that, dude. Now you're doing a straw man. Why are you making this up? I'm literally saying, even if there are advantages, and in most circumstances after undergoing HRT, it's negligible, I still am saying the only reason why you would consider that to be unfair is because they are trans. Their position as a trans human is unnatural to you. I do not care even if they have an advantage. I do not consider it to be unfair. You think someone is undergoing HRT specifically to win. Both of us agree that there are advantages and disadvantages. There are a million different advantages. If sports was all about like predetermined outcomes, you would never watch sports. You would fucking hate watching it. There are all manner of different advantages that people have, from their material conditions, their upbringing, their fucking dietary habits, how wealthy their fucking parents are. So many different conditions that factor in to the development of an athlete. And I think this is a really complicated situation that, of course, like people are trying to figure out. One of the negative consequences of how the Olympics Committee deals with this is by looking at testosterone levels. And that has historically led to cis intersex women being banned from the competition unless they literally take hormone blockers, even if they are naturally producing more testosterone. Let's be real. It's not about the integrity of fucking like women's competitive swimming in the NCAA. The women that are at the top of the fucking leaderboard also are not transphobic and have spoken out against transphobia. If trans people had such an advantage, why aren't they already dominating every field and discipline? This shit should have started years ago. Don't get me started. It doesn't even matter. That's what they're fearful of. They're like, oh, we want to make sure we have equality of outcome by stopping like 3 trans people from participating. We want to maintain equality of outcome by making sure that the 12 total trans people that compete in any kind of athletic endeavor across like every different sector compete against one another in their individual fucking sports. Like, what do you want? For some variety in chat takes, you convinced me about something that I didn't ever think critically about, if at all. Of course you didn't, because you're cis, and I didn't either. When you don't think about this sort of stuff, you most likely are going to have what is the normative position, unfortunately, which is transphobic. We have that kind of attitude, and that's precisely why there's even trans people who have internalized transphobia before they realize that they're trans, before they come out. It impacts everybody. What I simply ask of you, if you're in here, to just chirp and tell me that, like, it's actually, we should just do a separate trans league or some other dumb shit, is to just take a step back, take a breather, and ask yourself, like, why do I feel these things? Why do I feel like gender is so rigid? And maybe I'm wrong. You can change your mind. Many people in this chat have. Because everybody at a certain point reacts to change in a negative way. They're like, oh, I don't want that. That makes me feel weird. That makes me feel scared. I don't want my brain to be broken and my reality to be shattered by some fucking dickhead himbo. Fallon Fox got beat the shit out of by a UFC journeyman. Gabby Garcia is cis, 260 pounds of pure muscle and a world BJJ champion. It's so crazy how that goes against the rhetoric. Transphobia is insane. Yeah. Fallon Fox like won one fucking fight, and Joe Rogan ran with that for like 10 years almost. It was like 2016. She's just been getting her ass beat nonstop, but it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Fucking, yeah, there's always going to be a transphobic girl there who says they do care. Virginia Tech swimmer Rika Gyorgi has released a full statement on the NCAA allowing Leah Thomas to compete in the 500 freestyle. She was the 17th in the event. Every event that transgender athletes participated in was one spot taken away from biological females through the meet. Yeah, dumbass, you were 17th place. Like, shut the fuck up. You made it to 17th place instead of 16th place. Oh no. Imagine making a fucking stink while you are literally getting your shit pushed in. That's crazy. If I'm fucking 17th place on anything, I'm gonna shut the fuck up and spend less time trying to become the next Fox News commentator and more time swimming faster. Maybe you should do that. It's so incredibly whiny. Someone said 17th place. Did she almost drown? Yeah, what's up, dude? She just jumped in there. She's like, I don't know how to swim, actually. No, I'm kidding. I'm sure this is like very competitive. And okay, let's hear what Charlie Kirk has to say.
Michael, but what if Michaela Phelps just showed up and started to smash records?
Yeah, wait, what if? That's a great example. You think it was because Michael Phelps is just a man? Or do you think if Michael Phelps was fucking trans, I'm pretty sure if Michael Phelps was actually a trans woman and decided to undergo HRT, she would probably still fucking clap, demolish cheeks. He's already demolishing fucking cheeks. As a cis man, what do you mean? No shit. Literally a fucking biological freak of nature.
You know what? Michael Phelps would never do that because Michael Phelps is a winner and not a cheater.
Wait, that's so weird. Wait, but we just established that like Leah Thomas was fucking clapping cheeks too before she started undergoing HRT. So I guess the argument is not that like this person was cheating to win.
You ready for me to get into some trouble, Connor? We don't like when the strong crush the weak. That's why we don't like Putin. That's why we don't like Leah Thomas.
What the fuck? Wait, first of all, dog, you're literally like an American jingoistic idiot. You love when the strong crush the weak. What the fuck are you talking about? The might is right. The strong must crush the weak. That's kind of the whole, that's kind of the whole shtick.
Leah Thomas is doing the exact sort of moral behavior. I am not saying Leah Thomas is bombing hospital maternity wards or not. Of course not. It's the same moral principle. I have power, and I'm going to use it.
Bro, I love the underlying assumption that, like, men are powerful. Like, we can destroy women at any given point, right? It's like, bro, you don't even have enough power to fucking, not wear a hat that makes your head look ginormous. Or at least not wear a hat that, is slanted in a fucking particular direction that makes you literally look like, got some problems going on. Like you got lobotomized or something. There's like a drool that's about to come out of his mouth as he's describing this.
If we are not willing to protect those that can't protect themselves, female sports is done. Leah Thomas, whatever. The
female sports is done. There is going to be a wave. This wave has been coming, boys. Okay? There's going to be a wave of trans athletes just fucking ripping through the ranks. Just fucking clapping cheeks left and fucking right, dude. It's done. It's over. This is the other reason why I always say you don't give a fuck. It's bullshit. The only reason why you care is because trans women are involved in this and you just hate trans people. You've never cared about women's sports. You will never care about women's sports. You're just using this as yet another opportunity to virtue signal as though you fucking care about this shit. That's also the other reason why I asked, like, if women overall were making more money and more people were watching this, watching the sport, if, super dominant trans women decided to participate, would that be fine? Especially if all the other women were like totally on board with making more money. And they were still like, no, it wouldn't be. Because it's about transphobia. There is nothing else. This gives whiny little fucking losers an opportunity to fucking whine and complain and moralize their pathetic loser stance instead of fucking working harder. You're 17th place and you fucking cry. And then other people will hype you up as though you were a real winner. And they'll save your fifis. They'll say, oh yeah, you would have won if there wasn't that, trans woman that fucking got first place. It's like, bitch, you fucking had 15 other people in front of you. They were cis. You got worked by 15 other motherfuckers. What do you mean? Like, Leah Thomas was just fucking giving an AOE an AOE boost to everyone around her. That's why they all surprisingly got, into the top 10. But those on the opposite end of the pool, they got the 17th place. What's going on? What about second place, though? What about second place? Yeah, what about it? She doesn't seem to think that it was bullshit. She's not a transphobe. But you, on her behalf, think that there's some fuckery going on. It has to be. Otherwise, you would not consider it to be unfair. You would look at it and go, yeah, there are advantages in certain fields that allow you to not see the top of the hour ad break at the top of every hour and sometimes 33 minutes in. Here's the 1 minute ad break now. I thought these people hated participation trophies. Now they're simping for 17th place. Yeah, it's so stupid. I was with you on the athlete debate until now. I'm sorry that the ad break changed your mind and you're transphobic now.
Man is going to crush all the NCAA women's records. Let this cut 93. Leah Thomas places first in the NCAA 500-yard freestyle swimming competition. National champion as a biological man. Play cut 93. Where are the feminists? They don't speak. Where are the feminists? They don't talk. We talk as conservatives about this.
Where are the feminists? What do you mean? They're like, if they're TERFs, then they shouldn't anyway. And there are plenty of feminists that do talk and defend it. What the fuck?
Because we don't like when people use strength to crush people that are weaker.
This is so stupid. It's like 95% of sport is what he's describing. Okay? No, we love it when people with strength crush those who are weaker. It's called working harder, dumbass. There is a weird part about this like otherizing of trans women that's gotta be like in a weird way cool. I think conservatives unironically think that like the average trans woman could just like murk professional athletes. You know what I mean? Like, have you not seen a single trans woman? Like, what the fuck? It's just like they think like you have superpowers. They're like, you're a super soldier when you're a trans woman, magically. You're actually just wrong on this one. Explain to me why I'm wrong without saying that it's because, trans women just should not fucking should not compete with cis women. Like, I'm conceding that there might be advantages. And even then, it doesn't matter because, again, it's not unfair. Trans women are women. The only reason why you are singling them out is because you think they should not participate with other women. If Hasanabi came out as trans tomorrow, he still will not be able to make the WNBA. Let that sink in. Okay, one can fucking dream. How about you don't ruin my dreams while also simultaneously making an argument and defending their rights, okay? Like, someone might hear that and be hurt by it. I'm just saying. Yeah, you never think about that, though. You only think about yourself. It's true. It's literally true. I mean, but fuck you. Literally, would you be a dominating swimmer if you were a trans woman? If a chatter thinks you would be, then they're dumb as fuck. Yes, because yes, you are right. Chatters are dumb as fuck. The Becky, actual trans woman, can run a mile, probably never quite tried. Went through multiple psych sessions to get approved for hormones and surgeries. Made some cute stickers the other day. Still trying to figure out debt from uninsured surgeries. Still riding off the high of being correctly gendered earlier that morning. The Stacey Turf Imagine Trans Woman. Every single female CEO on Forbes list, which is just her face repeated 10 times. Casually annihilated the very concept of family from this plane of reality this morning because she felt like it. Transitioned 3 seconds with absolutely no institutional barriers. Made $1 million with a single R18 video that caused the entire nation to descend into moral panic over cishet men turning gay for her. Olympic gold in every woman's sport. Destroys the very definition of gender and gender binary with every step she takes. Single-handedly responsible for the decline in global socioeconomic power of Western civilization. It's great. That is literally how fucking idiots think trans people are. It's crazy.